Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Monday, July 22nd. I'm back breaking down a couple more games for the MLB slate tonight. We're going to be looking at the Philadelphia Phillies going up against the Minnesota Twins as the first play of the day. And then the best play of the day will be between the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. I'll also have 4 total player props today, with the 2 best player props being towards the end of the video. I hope everybody has a great Monday. Keep your head down, grind out the week, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's take a look at this leaderboard from Sunday night and Sunday afternoon. Great first 2 days, 6-0 on the best bets. Everything that goes up must come down a little bit. I am still pretty confident because I felt like I gave out some pretty good plays on the best bets. Astros money line wasn't a good play. They got killed by the Mariners. I think the Mariners had 4 home runs in that game. George Springer, though, was a good play, over 1.5 bases going up against the Tigers. Back-to-back times I've taken George Springer. I think it was a month ago I took him. He had 2 home runs. He had another 2 home runs in this game. So George Springer, he's been good to me. I put it in the notepad for next time I take him. Shane Baz, over 2.5 runs against the Yankees, did lose. This one hurt. The Yankees had bases loaded in the first inning. Alex Verdugo, Gleyber Torres, suck. They couldn't get anybody in. Second inning, bases loaded again. Juan Soto up at the plate. I thought, yep, here we come. Here come the runs. Double play. Third inning, 2 people on, got out of it. Fourth inning, 2 people on, and then he was pulled. So he only went 3 in the third inning. He had a ton of base runners, but the Yankees, who are very good this season at hitting people in and running and scoring position this season, they just could not get anybody in. So that one did suck. I still think I had the right play there, but it was a loser. D-backs on the money line, this one hurt even more. Shota, he was extremely good in this game, but Brandon Pfaadt was better. The D-backs got a solo shot in the 8th inning, and the Cubs, bottom of the 9th, they tied it up, and then they won on the bottom of the 10th. So that one hurt. Ketel Marte over 1.5 bases. Didn't have a very good day. Thought he was going to get up in the 10th inning, but it never happened. And then Jose Altuve over 1.5 bases had the weirdest single of the day on a broken bat down the first base line. Might have been a little interference on the single, but he didn't get up again after that. So the Astros lose and Jose Altuve lose. 1-5 day after a 5-1 day back-to-back coming out of the All-Star break. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. 0-1 on the game pick, 1-1 on the player props with best day, 7-2 over the last 3 days. Looking for another sweep today. We're going to start with the Philadelphia Phillies going up against the Minnesota Twins. And typically with the guys that we have on the mound, I would side with the under in this game, but that's not going to be the case today. I'm recording about 7 p.m. Central Time on Sunday night, and the line still has not come out for this game. But I do have this projected starting pitchers. There's going to be a couple good arms this year for both sides. Ranger Suarez for the Phillies, Baylor over for the Minnesota Twins. And I think this line is going to come out at 8.5 runs, and I'm going to take the over in this game. Hopefully it does come out a little bit lower than 8.5 because these are 2 pretty good arms that we're going to be seeing in this game. And we're going to start with Ranger Suarez, who's coming into this game with a 2.76 ERA and a 1.04 whip on the season for the Fighting Phils. He's been the best arm in this rotation all season long, but over the last couple games, he's been getting beaten up against the Athletics, the Atlanta Braves, and the Miami Marlins of all teams. He's given up at least 6+ hits and 4+ runs to all 3 of those teams. For some reason, teams are starting to hit him a lot better over the last 8 games because he's given up 6+ hits now in 8 consecutive games. The reason I like the over in this game is because the Minnesota Twins, they're the 2nd best hitting team in baseball against left-handed pitching, and Ranger Suarez has really struggled. So I do think we're going to see the Minnesota Twins get hot at the plate in this one. On the other side is going to be Bailey over for the Twins. He's coming in with a 4.14 ERA, and he hasn't been as reliable as Ranger Suarez, but he still has been really good in the month of June and into July. He has only given up over 2 runs in 1 of the last 5 appearances, but I do think he's going to give up a couple runs in this game because just like the Twins are good at hitting lefties, the Philadelphia Phillies are one of the best teams in baseball at hitting right-handed pitching. This is a numbers game that I'm going to be playing here, and both of these teams have been pretty reliable with the offense this season. Give me the over in this game as the play, whatever it comes out at, probably over 8.5 as the play here. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be sticking with the Phillies. Going to take Trey Turner over 1.5 bases. I thought about maybe taking Nick Castellanos because Joe Biden, he dropped out yesterday. Everybody knows that whenever something major happens in the world, Nick Castellanos usually hits a home run. Unfortunately, though, we were unable to capitalize on that because he played during the news, and his second at-bat after the news broke, he hit a home run, of course. So the magic in that bat, it's going to be gone in this game. So we're going to take Trey Turner, who's going to get a right-handed matchup, and that's when we want to take him. He has been the hottest hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies this season. He's coming in with a 339 batting average on the year, and he's hitting 348 against right-handed pitching. It seems like he does have a home run every other night now, coming in with 12 in the season. And against right-handed pitching, he has 15 extra base hits and only 158 at-bats. That's going to be another good match for Trey Turner. I'm going to take him here over 1.5 bases as the first graphic play. There, for the best plays of the day, we're going to be looking at the series between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians. I've talked about this series a couple times because the Tigers, they're going to face off against the Guardians. I think it's 10 more times over the next month, and they need to win about 7 or 8 of those games. They have been charging up the American League Central standings. They're only one game below 500 now, winning 8 of the last 10. And I thought they were going to sweep the Blue Jays on Saturday. They really needed that to get to 500. They came up just a little bit short, losing that game by 1. But I do believe they're going to pick up the win in this game going up against the Guardians. They are currently 10 games out from first place, which the Guardians have that spot right now, and they need to take advantage of every single game. I do think the Tigers are playing some of the best baseball of any team right now, and they're going to have their ace to lock down this game. Again, this is another game that the line's not out yet. Not sure why. The 2 games that I picked so far on the free play side both don't have a line out, and I'm recording pretty late. But I'm going to take the Detroit Tigers in this game on the money line as the play. We're going to have Tariq Skubal back on the mound for the Tigers. He has been very good this season, maybe the best arm in baseball this year. He was perfect in the All-Star game, and he's basically been perfect for the Tigers all season long. He's coming in with a 2.41 ERA and a 0.88 whip. And over the last 2 seasons, his whip has not gone over 1. That's very impressive. He is very good at keeping people off the bases, and that's what I'm looking for in this game, for him to shut down the Guardians and give the Tigers a chance to put up some runs going up against one of the worst pitchers in baseball. In my opinion, the Guardians are going to be throwing out Carlos Carrasco, and I've said this many times about Carlos Carrasco. We know exactly what we're going to get. On occasion, he'll have a start where he pulls something out of his ass, where he gives up just 1 run off of a few hits. But more times than not, he is consistently giving up 2+ runs, 6+ hits, setting himself up for failure and setting his team up for failure. He's given up 2+ runs in 8 of the last 10 games, coming in with a 5.02 ERA, a 1.36 whip. And again, every time I see him on the mound for the Guardians, I just think to myself, why is he still out there? The numbers for him this season, they're not good. They're the second worst of his career, and he's been in the league for 15 seasons. And the Guardians, they have a very good team this season. I don't understand why they're not letting a younger guy have a shot at the MLB and take him out of the rotation, but he continues to be in the rotation, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'll keep betting against him until I die. Give me Tariq Skubal and the Tigers here on the money line going up against Carlos Carrasco as the play. For the player prop on the screen, we're taking Matt Vierling of the Tigers to go over 1.5 bases against the Guardians. Matt, he's been very good at the plate over the last several games, collecting at least 1 hit in 7 of the last 8. And in his last game against the Blue Jays, he did collect a couple hits. I'm looking for another couple hits in this game going up against Carlos. His numbers this season, they've just been all right. He's coming with a 251 batting average, but over the last 7 days, he does have an above 300 batting average. This is going to be a matchup where he's going to be able to show off his power. He has a total of 26 extra base hits against right-handed pitching this year with 10 home runs, 11 doubles, 5 triples, and he has nearly all of his extra base hits on the right side, and that's what Carlos Carrasco is going to be bringing into this game. This is a very good match for Matt. I'm taking his over 1.5 bases against Carrasco as the play there. Let's go to the best props of the day. Love both these plays today. We're going to be looking at a guy that we saw on Friday night tear it up for us. We're going to take Tyler O'Neill over 1.5 bases going up against the Rockies. This game is going to be played in Colorado, so we already have an advantage in this game. If he gets one up in the air, it's probably going to be sound in the stadium. I'm pretty confident that we're going to get this at over 1.5 bases. We might have to play this at over 2.5 bases, but either way, whatever it comes out at, I'm going to take Tyler O'Neill in this game. This is going to be a great match for O'Neill going up against Austin Gomber, who has been getting dominated over the last several games for the Rockies. Over the last 8 games for Austin, it feels like he can't catch a break at all. He's given up 4+ runs in 7 of the last 8 games. He's given up 5+ hits in every single one of those games as well. And it doesn't matter if he's on the road or at home over the last 8 games. He has been bad no matter where he's at. He's bringing in a 4.61 ERA, a 1.30 whip, and over the last 3 games alone, he's given up a total of 22 hits, 9 runs, and 4 home runs. And I don't see him picking up a lot of momentum going up against the Red Sox here. Austin, he also throws the fastball a lot, 41% of the time. And that's the best pitch for Tyler O'Neill to hit. We saw that on Saturday night. He was going up against the Dodgers. He hit his first home run to deep left center field off a fastball. His second home run was on a sweeper, which is basically like a harder cutter, slider, I guess you can call it. It sweeps across the plate. That's what it's supposed to do. But in this game for Austin, he's going to be throwing the fastball and the curveball a lot. And while Tyler O'Neill doesn't have a good run value against the curveball, it is his best pitch to hit. He hits at 262 on the season. I don't think we're going to need a curveball in this game. I think we're going to see a lot of fastballs from Austin, just like we saw against the Dodgers. And I'm going to take Tyler O'Neill here again, the way he's been swinging the bat to crush one off of Austin. Give me the over 1.5 bases as the play there. For the pitching prop today, we're going to be looking at Tyler Anderson for the Los Angeles Angels to go under 2.5 runs going up against the Mariners. This one is a little bit tricky because Tyler Anderson all season long, he's been very good for the Angels. He's been the best arm in the rotation all year, but for some reason, he struggled against the Mariners the last time that we saw him. It was right before the All-Star break, and the Mariners got to him. He went 6 innings. He gave up 4 runs and 2 home runs in that game going up against the Mariners. And I just watched Seattle beat up on the Houston Astros. I do think they hit 4 home runs in that game. Hopefully we don't have the same outcome in this game because on paper, this is a very good match for Tyler Anderson. The stats back him up. The Mariners this season, they're only hitting left-handed pitching 216 as a team. That is the worst in baseball by a very wide margin. They're also one of the worst teams in baseball hitting the fastball, and that's what we're going to see a lot of Tyler Anderson in this game. We're also going to see a pretty disgusting changeup out of Tyler Anderson, and the Mariners are actually worse against the changeup than they are the fastball this year. So we have about 80% of the pitches that Tyler Anderson is going to be throwing to the Mariners are two of the worst pitches that they can't seem to hit. We also have the injury of Julio Rodriguez that just happened this afternoon. He jumped into the wall, looked pretty bad. He twisted his foot. He did limp off the field in that game, so I'd highly doubt he's going to be in the lineup for this one. That's going to be a massive blow for the Mariners. And the only concerning thing I have in this game is that the Mariners are actually pretty good at hitting home runs against left-handed pitching. They're top 5 in that category. We just need Tyler Anderson to keep the ball in the ballpark. He should be on his way to giving up less than 2 runs against a very poor hitting team. Give me Tyler Anderson here, under 2.5 runs, bounce back start against the Mariners as the play. Let's go over to the recap graphic. We're going to be taking the Phillies and the Twins over 8.5 runs in that game, even though we've got 2 pretty good arms on the mound. Trey Turner, over 1.5 base against the Twins. Matt Vierling, over 1.5 base against Carlos Carrasco and the Guardians. Then we got the Tigers here on the money line. Get themselves to 500 going up against the Guardians. Make that push towards the top. Tyler O'Neill, over 1.5 bases going up against the Rockies. We may not have to play that over 2.5, but I'm still going to take it. And then Tyler Anderson, under 2.5 runs, going up against the Mariners as the best plays of the day. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Monday, July 22nd slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.